Me pop up again. Too much drip, ooh. Keep it rip, ooh. Too much drip, ooh. Keep it rip, ooh. Hey beauties, it's Nikea here, back with another video. So in this year, I'm attempting to let you all in a little more and maybe you can get to know me a little better. So I'm gonna give you a tour of my makeup collection. So this is makeup that I have that I use for myself. Y'all get to see how much of a problem I have. But before we get into this video, if you haven't already, take one quick second, go down below, click that subscribe button. Once you do that, that bell notification button's gonna pop up. Click that so that you never miss an upload. Join the club. All right, y'all, let's get into it. This is my makeup towel. This is what I use to put on my lap. As you can see, I'll clean my brushes off, and this helps me not to make a mess on the floor too much or on my clothes. So I'm in my little recording corner, and this is where I keep my makeup, and I also do my makeup over here 9 times out of 10. So I have these Sterlite drawers, which I've had for years. In this one, I just have lip products. I love lip products. So I just organize them by color. I have some from MAC, from Wet n Wild, from the beauty supply store, from Mary Kay, Maybelline, also from ColourPop, from the Makeup Show. But yeah, these are nudes at the top, or nude-ish. And then I have my pinks here in the second drawer. Then the next drawer, I have my reds and oranges. And then I have my deep burgundies down here. And then in this last drawer, we have our purples. And then I have this Sterlite drawer, which is, I don't think it's super organized. It's kind of random. So up here we have liners, lip, eyeliners. Then this is just random stuff that I took out of my train. And then at the bottom, don't judge me, some of these eyeshadows are from my senior year in high school, which was almost 13 years ago. Judge your mother. But these are the L'Oreal Hip High Intensive Pigment Pods. I don't even use these. I should probably just throw them away, but I keep them for like memories and sentimental reasons. I do have a few MAC pods in here. All right, how I store my brushes. My beautiful, beautiful line sister gave me these the year before last when I got married. They say wifey, established in 2019, and they're actually in my makeup photos. So I store my brushes in these. I also bought this brush holder from BH Cosmetics when I bought It's My Ray Ray's brushes, but I just like how cute it looked. So I keep my smaller brushes in here and my larger brushes in these containers. And since I'm in the corner, my brushes usually sit right here in the window until I need to use them. And then I have these mirrors over here, but I got this mirror from Ross or something like that. It has a light, but I really don't care about that. So you have this one in the mirror in the middle. So the one in the middle is just regular. This one is 2 times, 3 times, and I think this one on the side is a regular one. But you know, sometimes you need to get a little close, so I don't always have to lean into the mirror. But it does have this light right here and this little storage space under here sometimes I use. But you can literally find these mirrors anywhere. This is my travel makeup case. I got this somewhere in North Carolina. And in this train is where I keep my palettes. I got this train from a makeup class that I took years back. And it's actually one of the better trains that I have that's holding up. And they put stuff in here for us. But it's by Saya Beauty. I think I've seen this on Amazon. But it's a hard crocodile print makeup train. You know, I like doing these tour videos, y'all, because they force me to organize my stuff. Because I keep my palettes in here, but some of them are outside. Alright, so this is what the train looks like when you open it. It's not super organized right now, but I just tried to get everything like put away a couple weeks ago, or last week when I was cleaning. So here I have my complexion products. I use Black Radiance foundation like all the time. I love it. This is the Black Radiance Loose Setting Powder in Banana. This is a Makeup Forever Loose Setting Powder. Concealers, I use e.l.f. I think I'm going to switch from LA Girl to e.l.f. I just love this applicator and I love the colors. Alright, here's some lashes here. I bought these from a student at the school I used to work at, but 9 times out of 10 I have on Ardell Wispies. And mascara. This is e.l.f. This is my go-to blush, my Black Radiance. I don't have a lot of blushes. I do have a blush palette, so I don't buy blush that often. Toasted Almond by Black Radiance. And then I love using this to under highlight this strobe cream. Jazz actually gave this to me. And y'all know I use the same pencil, Simma Brown from Wet n Wild from Walmart. And then this is just a little bronzer, highlighter glow. My favorite makeup wipes, y'all see my video, these Go Off makeup wipes by Patrick Starr, One Size Beauty. This is my makeup mixing palette, so if I ever need to like mix stuff instead of putting it on the back of my hands, this is what I use. Now I'm just going to share all my palettes with you. Alright, I have all my palettes out. Okay, so the first palette I have is a blush palette that I created on coastalscents.com. Y'all, I used to stan this website, but I feel like I bought everything from them. So I just picked a whole bunch of different blushes. So I have my mauves and berries and pinks. And then I have these more sheer shades. And, you know, this like contour shade here. So this works out, comes in handy. I do wish that I could like get a smaller version and take some of these with me, because that's why I use that Black Radiance one the most. And then another ditty from Coastal Scents is they have these eyeshadow hot pots, and I created my own palette. I've had this for a while. I broke this, but as y'all can see, I was really into neutral brown, golden, bronze shades, and then also has a little pops of color. Like I was buying these before people were really like making really good makeup palettes. I just created my own because I feel like people weren't making palettes back in the day. Like eyeshadow palettes weren't popular like they are now. Alright, this makeup palette I got a few Christmases ago. This is actually my first Morphe palette. It's the JaLynn Hill palette. It was on my wish list, and a foster child that my mom had actually got it for me. And it is well loved and it's well used. It kind of looks like my Coastal Scents palette with the neutral tones, but then just a few pops of color. But yeah, I like this palette. It is a good go-to. It's very pigmented, good quality. But these next three palettes were a gift to me from my husband for, well, at the time he was my boyfriend, and then the next month he became my fiance. But these were a gift from him for my 30th birthday. He bought me these as a set from Juvia's Place. So these are my first Juvia's Place palettes. This one is good because it's all earth tones, neutral tones, browns. It's good to travel with. I feel like you can create different looks. There's probably like a few shades missing that I typically would use in my makeup. But I do like this palette and I do use it. I used it today. Then we have the Masquerade palette. I mean, these colors. You can't, Juvia's Place has some beautiful, beautiful colors. But I also like the fact that although there's bold and bright colors in here, there's also the more neutral tones, the browns and stuff like that. I also have traveled with the Nubian, and I love this color, this Egypt. Oh my gosh, so beautiful. Again, pops, couple colors, but mostly, you know, something that's kind of toned down. Speaking of Juvia's Place, last year they had a sale. So I bought the Queen palette by Fumi x Juvia's Place. And this is a multi-use palette, so you can use it for eyeshadow, you can use it for bronzer, for blush, highlight, all that jazz. And then I got the Zulu palette. I haven't used this one a lot, but I got this palette because of the colors. I want to incorporate more colors into some looks, try some different things. And I have used this before last year for a photo that my husband and I took. The Warrior palette, how could you pass up on this? Like, 9 times out of 10, I'm gonna get me a palette with golden, browns, and bronze. Like, that's just my thing. Like how Jackie Aina likes pink looks, I love brown, goldish, bronze looks because I feel like they can go day, night. They just work for everything and they can look good on everybody. Then we have the Festival palette. Again, I chose this one for the colors because I see a lot of people use these when they do like their cut creases and stuff, so that's why I got it. And then we have the Nomad palette. I just loved the colors and tones of this one. I love me a green eyeshadow look. If it's not brown, it's green. This palette I got because of JaLynn, this Royal Affair palette. And what sold me on it was this color Crown, but this is a palette that I can travel with by itself. I'll put this in there. This is the only thing I'll bring with me, and I love it because it has a mirror. Okay, we love a palette with a mirror. And I actually found this in like Marshall's in New Bern, North Carolina. It wasn't on the website anymore. Next, I'm going to move into my influencer and collab palettes. My first influencer palette that I ever bought was the It's My Rare palette by BH Cosmetics. And y'all, the shadows are falling apart, but I love this palette. I first of all love that it has eyeshadows, it has bronzers, it has highlights. I do have another one in my nightstand drawer that's unused, hasn't been touched. I bought it because I loved it that much. I bought it twice. But I love this palette. When I love a palette, I tell everybody about it. Even my mom bought it. Alright y'all, I have to record on my phone. I had to switch it up real quick. All my camera batteries died. But anywho, like I was saying, that's my first palette. Okay. My first creator collab palette was It's My Rare from BH Cosmetics. They need to release this again. And let's see, my second one was from JaLynn and her collab with Anastasia Beverly Hills. First of all, I bought this off the strength of Jackie because I just love her. And it's just a good palette. It's another palette that I can take by itself and I don't need anything else. I can create different colored looks. I can create browns, pinks, greens, gold. The collabs that I have purchased are palettes that I can take on their own. And I kept the box of this one because this is a major moment for Jackie. But I like to have palettes that can like stand on their own and I don't need to bring like 2 or 3 with me. Only if I really want to. Then the next collab that I got was the James Charles X Morphe. This is the mini artistry palette, which I'm glad I got the mini. I feel like I didn't need the big one. I already have a whole bunch of palettes. And of course, this one you can take by itself. You can use these colors for bronzers, highlights, eyeshadows, and you literally have every color in the rainbow from red to purple. So you can create so many looks with that. Again, I love palettes I can create multiple looks with. Then the next one I got was the Patrick Starr One Size Beauty Visionary palette. I went back and forth about buying this one. I was like, buying another collab. But I saw him use it and I was like, oh my god, I love those colors. And the colors that really sold me were, like I said, I love a green, is Olive It and Matcha. Like this matte olive green, y'all. And this is definitely a soft glam palette. There's a lot of mattes. There's only 5 shimmers. Create a soft glam look. I've created 2 colorful looks actually, one on each eye. I have a review of this palette on my channel, but we love a mirror. And Patrick did a really good job with these colors. They're really pigmented. And I love that he created it slanted because he wears nails and it's hard for him to open palettes sometimes. So thanks for thinking of us. I don't have any on now, but that'll come in handy. The next creator collab I got is the Mickey Tutorials palette. I watched her video and I was like, oh, I'm not gonna get that palette. And then I went and saw how much it is. I was like, oh, that's fairly priced. Like, oh, maybe I'll get it. What really sold me on this palette is this color Slasher. That deep eggplant purple up there, sold, okay? Period. And it has mirrors on each side. We love that. And this is a pressed pigment palette, okay? Because these aren't just your regular shimmers. Like, these glitter colors do not come to play games. So now I'm going to get into my Anastasia palettes. This is actually my first one, Subculture. I found this at a Marshall's in New Bern and it was like mad cheap. Because usually these palettes are like $40. So I really haven't used it that much. It's pretty muted, but I really like the color Electric. Yeah, yeah. These are more recent. Anastasia was having a sale, and so I've always had my eye on this one, and this is another collab that I like that she did, so that's a bonus. Definitely fun and colorful. They're mostly mattes. There's like 3 shimmers, but you can create some high intense looks. And then who doesn't love a soft glam look? And this is definitely something that you can take by itself. Okay, my last palettes are face palette. This is something that I have purchased multiple times. My True Complexion Contour Palette from Black Radiance in medium to deep. Perfect shades. I love to use this middle shade to kind of dust off my setting powder. This highlight is perfect and buildable. This contour, bronzer, perfect for my complexion. And I have this one because I still have these 2 shades in the middle. Just ran out of the contour. So that is definitely something that I always buy. And then this Wild and Radiant Baked and Illuminating Bronzing Palette. Oh, and really last this time is this MAC Quad. I got this back in 2008. So did this shadow, but I keep this just in case there's some pods that I have in my Coastal Scents palette that I want to take with me and not take the entire thing. That's it. That is my entire makeup collection. And if you cannot tell, my favorite products are lip products and palettes. That is it for today's video, beauties. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what's in your makeup collection down below. What's your favorite makeup products? Let's have a conversation. But before you go, make sure you go down below, click that subscribe button, and right next to that, click that bell notification button so that you never miss when I post. Like I always say, it's free, it's easy, and it's fun. I'll be sure to see you in the next one, beauties. Bye.
Alright, they asking who the queen is. Look back while I turn. No comparison. I'm a savage. Yeah. Classy, bougie, gadget.